Good afternoon. Today is May 5th of 2023. I'm Stephen Herwire. I'm the owner of Herwire Financial Plans with Direction. Today, after the market wrap up, we're going to talk about the road to the poorhouse, part 2. Opinions voiced in this material are for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance reference is historical and no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested in directly. All data is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no representation is made as to its completeness or accuracy. None of this is to be construed as tax or legal advice. Consult your advisor prior to taking any action. This material contains only general descriptions and is not a solicitation to sell any insurance product or security, nor is it intended as any financial or tax advice. For information regarding specific insurance needs or situation, contact your insurance agent. This article is intended to assist in educating you about insurance generally and not to provide personal service. It may not take into account your personal characteristics such as budget, assets, risk tolerance, family situation, or activities that may affect the type of insurance that would be right for you. In addition, state insurance laws and insurance underwriting rules may affect available coverage and its costs. If you would like more information or need personal advice, you should either consult an insurance professional or visit your state's insurance department for more information. Riders are additional guarantee options that are available to an annuity or life insurance contract holder. While some riders are part of an existing contract, many others carry additional fees, charges, and restrictions, and the policyholder should review their contract carefully before purchasing. Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the insurance company. As of last night, the Dow Jones closed at 33,127.74. Year to date, it's down a little over 1/4%. The S&P 500 closed at 4,061.22. It's up 5.77%. The NASDAQ 100 closed at 12,982.481. Year to date, it is up just a hair less than 20%. Gold closed at $2,051.72 per ounce. Year to date, it is up over 12.5%. The Bitcoin index closed at 28,884.19. Year to date, it is up 74.41%. The US dollar index closed at 101.71. Year to date, it is down 1.72%. The 10-year Treasury closed at 3.37%. Year to date, it is down almost 0.5% from where it started. A little bit more than 0.5% actually. And finally, the S&P aggregate bond index closed at 202.66. Year to date's up 3.86%. Okay, steps you can take to help you get closer to the road to the poorhouse. You don't have a plan to replace your income if you're gone. Especially important if you have loved ones that are dependent on your paycheck. Insurance is important. You lose the ability to be insured, or you can lose the ability to be insured really quickly. Even if it doesn't happen, the insurance is going to get more expensive as you age. And when you apply, generally you have to qualify medically. Now, if you have a policy in place and something occurs that would cause you not to qualify for this contract, your contract remains in place. I was perplexed why all these people were afraid that COVID a few years back was going to make their life insurance null and void. Unless there is a specific thing in your contract that excludes COVID, if your contract's in place and you didn't tell any fibs on the application, your contract's in place. At least in New York it is, and I imagine it's that way for most of the United States. Check with your insurance professional to confirm that, but generally speaking, that's how it works. All things being equal, men have a higher annual cost than ladies. If you're in the same health, same age, men's going to be costing more because Frankly, statistically speaking, our ladies live several years longer than we do, generally speaking. And there's two basic types of insurance you can get. One's permanent and the other is term. Initially, the permanent is generally more expensive, but the term gets more expensive the longer you hold it. Second way to take another step towards the poorhouse, giving up free money. You're saying, Steve, who'd be crazy enough to give up free money? Well, what if there was a bank in your town that if you opened up a retirement savings account, they would put in $1 for every dollar you put in up to a certain amount, or 50 cents on the dollar. Now, full disclosure, there's not a bank that does that, but your employer may be in a very similar position where if you're willing to take some of the money out of your paycheck to help save for that time when you're not working anymore, they're willing to pitch in a certain amount up to a certain percentage or a certain dollar amount. Every plan varies, and you may not even have one that does this, but it's free money. So what it means is there may be a vesting schedule. Now, let me explain what vesting is. They don't want to be giving you the money and have you quit 6 months later and take their match with you. So what happens is there is a vesting schedule. It is usually as long as 6 years. It depends on the different plan. But if you're thinking about changing jobs and you're getting close to an anniversary, you need to seriously consider your timing. Ask yourself, can I put up with the job for one more week or one more month just to take a little bit more money away from them? Talk to your human resources to find out what the vesting schedule is and consult with your financial advisor. The other thing that keeps people from putting money in is they don't know where to invest it. They're afraid if they put their money in the wrong place, that it'll be a disaster. In the short term, if you pick the worst possible option in your plan, it's not a calamity. What the calamity is giving up those free dollars that the employer's given. So if you don't know where to invest, pick something and then contact a financial professional like me, and we'll help you figure out the best one for your situation. But don't let it go on for a long time, because that could be disastrous. And when I mean a long time, I mean years and years and years. Third thing that could help you make it to the poorhouse in retirement: owning too much company stock. Okay, many people, especially if they worked for a company for a long time, will own lots of company stock. In essence, they may be tying their current and their future livelihood to the fortunes of one company, which can be extraordinarily risky because company stock price can turn on a dime. It could be a bad headline, it could be a bad economic condition, company malfeasance, or those politicians in Washington could just change the rules. And part of the danger of having too much in company stock, especially in your retirement account at work or in something called a dividend reinvestment plan where you don't have to pay a brokerage fee, its drawback is that you can't get out quickly. Now, if you have if you have a sizable hunk of your money in a brokerage account with somebody like me, we can set up stop losses to make sure that if the company stock price drops too much, we sell some or all of it automatically. So I'll give you an example. Back in late 2007, a friend who had been working for a certain large multinational company had about $500,000 in company stock. They sold it in early 2008 when it was still about $36 a share. About a year later, it was worth under $6 a share. Had they not gotten out, it may have seriously impaired their ability to retire. How I can help avoid the path to the poorhouse. Quickly, as the market falling like last year can harm your financial future, there are things that can cause greater harm can sometimes happen more quickly, as in the case of somebody dying suddenly or a bad headline and owning too much company stock. In other cases, it can be a little bit more subtle, missing the company match, giving up the free money. Many of these things can be avoided with the right plan. The biggest value I bring to the table is helping you avoid expensive mistakes. It's not beating the market on a regular basis because I won't do that. Nobody does. But I will make you aware of things that could cause harm to your financial life and help you strategize a way to avoid such things. Every stage of life after you graduate, be it from welding school, engineering school, or law school, you're going to need a different plan for each of these stages. During the working years, the critical question you need the answer to is, am I saving enough and is it in the right place? The second one is, when you're getting on that glide path to retirements, you need to make sure the USS retirement is all ship shape and ready to go so you can set sail on the designated day. And the big question to answer then is, how do I avoid running out of money before I run out of life? And lastly, your legacy. Does what I worked hard for get to where I want it to after I'm done with retirement? If you need to reach me, go to my website, herwirefinancial.com. I do in-person, Zoom, and phone appointments. I'm licensed and registered across several states and can easily add states if there is a need. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, you can click on the schedule appointment button in the upper right-hand corner. 2 buttons over from that is my YouTube button if you want to see more videos like this. Please like and subscribe. And if your friends want more information, they can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, or YouTube. And for those who prefer the good old-fashioned telephone, my office phone number is 518-631-2569. And if you need to text, because it won't reach the office phone, it's 518-245-3059. Hey, everybody, happy Cinco de Mayo. Have a terrific weekend.